Okay, for our final video of the week, I'm going to talk about your homework that's due on Friday. In addition to the ruler that we made, we're going to use some nets to put together some solids so we can find the surface area. So this document will be in the resources area of facts. And what we're going to do is copy this nets page that I've shown you before. This is attached to the second page of this document. So if you have print capabilities, you can just print it out. If not, just copy these shapes with the same the same shape. So for example, this is a square that's 4 by 4, and then it has triangles coming off of it. This is a square that's 3 by 3 and has 3 by 3 squares all around it. So use the same proportions that you get off of this sheet if you're drawing them into your own book. All right. Then, based on the knowledge that you have of areas, for each section of this net, write what that area would be. So, area of a square is just side times side. So you'd have side times side, and on this one over here, side times side, and then all the way down the middle, side times side, side times side, side times side, side times side. So if you add those all together, you would have 6 side times side, or side squared. So the area of this one's going to be 6 side squared. Now here we have a triangle. We know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So the area of this dotted line piece is going to be 1/2 base times height. And we've got 3 other triangles there, all 1/2 base times height. If you add all 4 of those together, you get 2 times base times height. Now, sometimes you have things that aren't the same. So here we've got 2 squares and 4 rectangles. Here we've got 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. And of course, with our first one there, a square and 4 triangles. So write down what each of those areas is going to be. Sum it up best you can. Because then what we're going to do is cut out each of these figures. So you cut on the solid lines, cut them out on the solid lines, and then fold them on the dotted lines. Now this is just the net type stuff that I talked about in the last video. So they're nets. It means they're flat, 2-dimensional. We're going to cut them out, fold them on the dotted line, and that's going to make them into potentially a cube, a pyramid, a prism. And those are the things that we're going to work with to figure out the total surface area of that object. So now that we have solid figures, step 3 here, I want you to glue or tape the base of that figure into your notebook. Okay, the base is the part that has dotted lines all around it. So for this one, you see dotted lines all around that square. For this one, there are dotted lines all around that square. And all of these others are folded up from the square, because they have, you fold on the dotted lines, okay? So that middle triangle there is the part you glue down, and then these would be folded up. So let me show you a picture of what that looks like when you're done. It's gonna look like this. Okay, and I can zoom in, allegedly, I can zoom in. You zoom to 200. Okay, so see how they've got just the bottom here. Let's see, right here, just the bottom is glued down, and then those 4 triangular sides are folded up. And you can see the writing inside The area formulas are written inside on those nets. That's what I want you to do. For each individual part of the net, each individual object, shape, write the area of that part of the shape. And then, so when you glue these down, leave room, because next to it then you're gonna write the name of what that is and what its area is. So this one has 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. This one right here, 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. So you know the area of a rectangle, length times width, times 3. The area of a triangle, 1/2 base times height, times 2. And that's going to give you what the total area is. So for this one, it's called a triangular prism. Triangular prism. And it's got 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. And then you'll move down to the next one. Here's one with the triangle base and the 3 triangle sides that fold up. Okay, so make sure that you leave room here for notes and formulas. Okay. Let's zoom back. Okay, so you're gluing them down. Make sure you're folding on the dotted line, so the part that folds up is what you're not gluing down, just the base. And then for, again, each of the solid figure, write the name of the figure next to it. And so there are 5, and I've given you the 5 names. Okay, the pyramid with the square base. So pyramids have triangles for sides. But there's one pyramid that has a square base. The third one there, a pyramid with triangular base. Again, triangle sides also has triangle base. There's a cube. We know what a cube looks like. Also called a square prism. So if this is a square prism, what do you think a rectangular prism looks like? If this is a square prism. A rectangular prism just is a little bit longer. So it'll have squares on the ends, but it's like if I stretch this out into 4 or 5 units longer. That's a rectangular prism. A triangular prism, the ends are triangles. Okay, so 2 pyramids, 2 prisms plus the cube, which itself is a prism as well, a square prism. All right, so you're writing down those names next to each of those shapes, and then you're calculating the area on each shape and then summing it up in your notebook. Now you'll see here there are 6 figures and we only have 5. So the cylinder I did not do for you. So the cylinder we'll talk about next week. Or maybe the week after, but we're going to exclude it from this first one. I want to make sure that you know how to then add up all the parts and write down the formulas for the total surface area. So if it's got 4 rectangles and 2 squares, 4 rectangles and 2, or 3 rectangles and 2 triangles, whatever it is, add those up. And that's your formula for the total surface area. Now you don't have to memorize this, because if you just think in your head, okay, a triangular prism, it's got triangles on the end, and that means it's got 3 rectangle sides going around. Well, you know that 3 rectangle area is 3 times length times width. You know that 2 triangles is 2 times 1/2 base times height. So you can figure out the areas without memorizing. Just think of this project and how you've put it all together. So for your homework, you're going to take a picture of your notebook, get it as close as possible so I can see the names and the formulas. Include your ruler that you made. The ruler, just put that down next to your notebook when you take the photo. And then submit it via homework drop. And if you have not yet submitted something through homework drop, you need to figure out how to do that. And there are instructions in this week's email, the email that's coming to you with the Word document that has all of this information in it. Or you can email me if you're not sure where to go, okay? But there is a link on my blog that shows you how to do homework drop. And if you can't find homework drop, you likely are using a parent account. Mr. Pryor will have to set you up with a student account. So don't wait until the last minute to do this. Here is the page that you'll either print or copy down exactly. You can see three right here, 3 by 3, 3 by 3, over here, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that triangle goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 on the base, and then the height would be 5. So copy them correctly, the same number of units that I have here. Again, copy, or if you can print it, just print it out and cut. Cut on the solid lines, fold on the dotted lines. Cut on the solids, fold on the dotted, okay? So there's 5 of them for you to put in there. Take a photo of your notebook, make sure that your ruler is in there too, so I can see that you've done that, and you'll get 2 homework grades, 1 for the ruler, 1 for this project, and they'll both count as homework this week. 2 homework grades this week. No extra honors work this week. I want to jump over to the document that I mentioned. This is a document that I send every week that matches RenWeb. All the contact information is always at the top. So if you need to know where the YouTube channel is to be able to watch a video, you lost the link, you can't find the link, there's the YouTube channel in general. Don't forget, I am available via text nearly all the time. I answer my text pretty quickly. If I'm in the midst of something and I can't talk, I'll send you to voicemail, but I'm going to answer as quickly as I can, all right? The topics for this week, as a summary, the solids are making our own ruler, introduction to solids, which was the last video, and then formulas for surface areas and using nets, that's this video. All homework this week is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. Again, via homework drop. So here is the document that shows you Monday we've got a holiday. And so number 1 is no school. So when you go over here and look at the homework column and there's no number 1, it's because there's no school. Let me just write that in there. So that there's no confusion. Why is there no number 1? Okay. So numbers 2, 3, and 4, if you're doing things day by day, number 2 is Tuesday. It's about 15 minutes to make that ruler. Number 3 is Wednesday. It's about 30 minutes to watch that video. Actually, I'm just kidding. It's 15 minutes to watch the video. And then this video, we'll see how long it is. I'll get the link in there. And I'll tell you how long it would take, in addition to doing the gluing and calculating all of the areas. Okay, and then Friday, all your homework is due. There's no additional assignment on Friday. So we're looking at, I'm gonna guess, just about an hour or maybe an hour and 15 minutes of work for geometry this week. So I would expect on Friday that everyone will have their homework in as of 11:59 p.m. That's midnight bell buckle time. If you haven't been able to access resources or homework drop, the instructions are at this link. Copy this link or click this link and go here. There are pictures of where to click to get to these things. You will see resources. It's not the resources from the homepage. It's in a different place. You're in the wrong place if you see college resources come up. That's not the right place. Use the link here to look at the pictures of where you're supposed to be. But if you follow these instructions, you do not see homework drop, then you have a parent account, you need a student account, you need to let me know right away so that Mr. Pryor can set up a student account for you. Homework drop allows me to see who has submitted their homework and who hasn't, so I can follow up with you and remind you before it's due, or if necessary, remind you afterwards along with your parents and your advisor. So don't be late this week. It's not that much to do. Get it in by late Friday. Remember, I am available until about 4:30, and then I'm away from my computer. So if you're texting me at 6 o'clock and saying, how do I do number 3? I'm not at my computer. Okay, I don't know. It'd take me a minute to get there. If you're texting me at 5 or 5:30, I'm having dinner with my family. I'm not going to answer you right away. If you're texting me at 8:30 or 9, you are not getting an answer from me until the next day. So I understand some of you would rather work in the evenings. That's fine. Just know that you're not going to get an answer from me until the next morning. I'm generally here from 9 to 4. I can do Zoom, I can do text, I can do calls, whatever you like. But after 4 o'clock, I'm away from my computer and you're not going to get as quick of an answer. Unless it's something like, where can I find something? I can tell you how to get there, but a specific question about homework, okay? So you will see this document coming at you with the link included. And I will talk to you guys on Wednesday during office hours if you want to come see me between 12 and 3. And I sent out a link for that. And it's also in RenWeb. Zoom meetings now have passwords to make sure we don't get Zoom bombed. So please don't share that link and password with anyone. I don't want to get Zoom bombed. But that is listed in RenWeb. So you can always find that link in RenWeb to join office hours. If you want to Zoom at some other time, then we can just use my meeting ID. And that's just a quick, you can invite me yourself from your own Zoom, or I can send you the link for my room. So however you'd like to meet, I'm always here 9 to 3 or usually till 4. All right. So have a great week. Get this stuff done. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait until the last minute. And I look forward to everyone's submissions. I am excited to see what y'all rulers look like. I still haven't glued mine down to anything. I don't know if I will or not. But include a picture of that when you submit your homework. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.